Let's look at a few problems associated with projectile motion. Problem 1. A rock is thrown from ground into the air. At height 9 meters, its velocity is given by this expression, 8I hat plus 6J hat meter per second. What is the maximum height does the rock achieve in its flight, and also the range or the total horizontal distance of its flight? What that means is, let's assume the motion is on XY plane. So the rock is thrown from ground into the air, and the trajectory looks something like this. And we were told at some height, namely 9 meters, its velocity is going like that. So that's your velocity vector given by that expression. So it has 8 meter per second for the x component and 6 meter per second for the y component. Keep in mind this is projectile motion, motion in gravity that is. So it is moving with an acceleration that is equivalent to the acceleration of gravity, 9.81 meter per second squared, and the direction of the acceleration is downward along the negative y-axis. So that's the scenario. Let's write down kinematics equations along the x-axis. Now, the acceleration along the x-axis is 0, and that is a constant. So kinematics apply along the x direction. The acceleration along the y direction, as we saw, it's minus 9.81 meter per second squared, and that is along this direction. It's a constant, so kinematics apply in that direction as well. Since there is no acceleration along the x direction, that speed is constant throughout. So the speed of this rock along x direction, or along the x-axis, is always 8 meter per second. Now what about the coordinate? Coordinate changes according to that equation, which is just 8t, because ax is 0. Let's look at the y components. Now we know that there is an acceleration along the y direction, so the speed along the y-axis must change. We can use this kinematics equation to write down the speed, the y component of the speed of the rock at any time t, and it's given by some initial y component speed, which we don't know, plus minus g, which is the acceleration t. Now you may say, is this 6 refers to this uy? It's not, because uy is the value of vy at t equals to 0 seconds. This is the value of vy at some arbitrary time, which we don't know, because at that time the projectile is already at certain height. Now the coordinate, the y coordinate, it would change according to this equation, plus uy t. Now there is no y naught. Remember, the trajectory of that rock starts like that. So it starts here, where x is 0 and y is 0. So that's the initial coordinate of that rock. So the y coordinate of this rock would be minus half gt squared, because a is minus g, plus uyt, and this is 0. So there is no y naught. There is another kinematics equation that we can use. V squared minus u squared is 2 acceleration distance. So applying this along the y coordinate, or along the y-axis, we get vy squared equals uy squared minus 2g distance covered along the y-axis. Now let's first use this equation to determine u sub y. We know when y is 9 meters, u sub y is 6. So substituting that information in here, we get 6 squared equals uy squared minus 2, 9.81, and y is 9. So you can determine u sub y from this equation, and that's going to give you 14.58 meter per second. So uy has been determined, 14.58 meter per second. Before we determine the maximum height, we need to determine the time at which this maximum height is attained. Let's call it capital T. Now at maximum height, Vy is 0. So that means putting these information in there, you see that you get the time to attain maximum height is simply Uy over G. Now we know what Uy is. It's 14.58 meter per second. G is 9.81 meter per second squared. And that's going to give you 1.49 seconds for the time it takes to go from the ground to the maximum height. Substituting this time into the equation for the y-coordinate, we can determine the maximum height itself. So when y is maximum height, the time is capital T. So 1.49 squared plus uy, which we know is 14.58, 1.49. And that's going to give you 10.83 meters for the maximum height. So that's the answer for part A. So basically what we have computed is, for a trajectory like this, we have computed the maximum height, which is h. Now we want to determine the range, or the total horizontal displacement of that rock as it goes up and down. Now to determine the value of r, we have to realize that the time it takes to get from this point to that point is double the time it takes to get from this point to the highest height. So the total time of flight, let's call it t total, must be 2 times capital T that we have just computed. That is this one. So the total time of flight is 2.98 seconds. So when x is capital R, which is the quantity that we want to determine, time has got to be 2.98. So 2.98 seconds. And you can determine the range, which will give you 23.84 meters. And that is the answer for part B. And that solves the problem. Problem 2. For the projectile shown below, so this is the trajectory, what is the initial speed u of this projectile, and also the time of flight of this projectile, namely time it takes to go from here, the point of launch, to here, the point where it lands. The first thing that we have to understand is this initial speed has components. It has x component, which you can call ux, and y component, which you can call uy. As the object moves along this trajectory, its x component of the velocity will always be the same as ux, but the y component of its velocity, vy, would change, because now there is gravity that is pulling it downward with an acceleration of 9.81 meter per second squared. So as before, let's write down the kinematics equation along the x-axis and y-axis. Let's start with the x-axis. The x-coordinate would change like that, because there is no acceleration along the x-axis. Now, since we know what ux is quite simply u cosine 38 degrees. So your x-coordinate will simply become u cosine 38 degrees times t, or ut cosine 38 degrees. Now let's do the y component equations. We start with the speed. Now we know the y component of the speed will vary with time, and it follows this equation of kinematics. So in this case, u is uy, a is minus g, and time. And uy is u sine 38 degrees. That's this quantity right there. So that's the expression for the y component of the velocity. Now the coordinate follows that equation, plus ut plus y naught. So the first term is minus half gt squared, minus because a is minus g for projectile motion that we have in this case. Now u is uy, so it is ut sine 38 degrees. And y naught is the coordinate of y at t equals to 0. The motion begins here. So the initial coordinate of y for this projectile is 3.5. So do not forget that 3.5. Let's determine first the time of flight. So the time of flight is the time it takes to go from here to here. Let's call that capital T. So when x is 9.5, time is capital T. And do not forget cosine 38 degrees. I'm using this equation right there. So you see that the product u capital T is quite simply 9.5 over cosine 38 degrees. Note that this equation for y coordinate has that product. And substituting this information in here, we can solve for capital T as follows. When time is the total time of flight, the y coordinate is 0. So setting 0 there, minus half g capital T squared, plus ut. Ut is quite simply 9.5 over cosine 38 degrees. Don't forget the sine 38 degrees, plus 3.5. You know everything in this equation except capital T, which you can solve. And when you solve for that capital T, you get the following value, 1.492 seconds. So this is actually the answer for part B. Now you can use this equation to determine the initial speed of that projectile, which is part A. So 9.5 equals u, capital T is 1.492 cosine 38 degrees. And you can solve for the initial speed, which will turn out to be 8.08 meter per second. And that's the answer for part A. That solves the problem. Thank you for watching.